Welcome to the LenfestOceanSummit single-player game demo. In a nutshell, this game is designed to bridge the gap between fisheries scientists and fisheries decision makers, such as ministers, fishers, and NGOs in a given marine ecosystem. In the past, fisheries scientists published papers that advised these decision makers on solutions to problems. This advice is seldom followed, due to various reasons we won't have time to go into this video. The Lenfest Ocean Summits provides a manner in which facilitates these decision makers to explore various policies and discuss the results through simulations without detrimental effects of real-life trial and error. This will be an invaluable tool for decision makers to understand the dynamics and problems of a complicated ecosystem. Let me tell you a little bit about this software. Before I do so, we have to note that this software is based on scientific data, but this current demo I'm doing right here has not been scientifically verified. You will find flaws in the results of this reporting. The second note of this is that we acknowledge that there is a lot of room for improvement. We're not perfect. Until we develop a full model and run a full summit, then we can predict things that are a significant amount of pitfalls. The good thing is that this system is developed for an extremely flexible manner that we can change these around quite easily. So, to start, there are three main panels in this video. The first one would be the top navigation panel, where you would explore various inputs, results, indicators, and do certain utilities such as closing the windows. The second panel that I'd like you to be aware about is the policy panel down in the bottom, which shows you the three policies that you're currently enabled and you can view. You can turn these on and off as need be to explore. And the last panel is the main panel, where you can select your different indicators and drill down within those indicators as well. So the first navigation panel is the introductory screen that tells you a little bit about the system. For this system is a Peruvian model, and if you click on base map, you'll see the primary productions over time for this Peru ecosystem that we've developed. Again, this is a mock-up scenario, and it shows you the change in time from 1998 primary production. You can go back to catch and explore what types of catch, and Peru being a highly anchoveta weighted fishery, you can see the anchoveta be very dominant within this fishery, which is quite accurate to the catches. Further that, you can see the trophic diagram of who eats who and how these fishers interact. Again, this is a limited subset of approximately even 35 groups, but we want to simplify this for the user's sake. Going back to more, you can see landings as another diagram of the trophic diagram, and such. So these are the basics of getting to know what is the model within the model. And so as a simulation tool, you would need to develop inputs to tell the simulator what you would need to do. The first thing you would do is provide inputs, and as you can see, the model can provides basic estimates for these inputs. The first one would be fishing effort, and what the model does is for each policy right here, so the baseline goes with this little point right here. It sums all the fishing effort within that and computes a general index of how to describe the effort. And each of these indicators will corresponds to the following exploitation scenario. This one would be the escapement scenario and the baseline. What you can do is turn off each of these scenarios and explore and compare and focus the comparison you'd like to do. So what you can do is drill down within that if you'd like to explore the fishing effort scenario, or you'd like to modify the management strategy evaluations, or the salinity, temperature, or productivity. You can, as a stakeholder within the system, you'd have a system in front of you and you can modify it as you like and explore various results. Let's look at fishing effort to start with. The screen resolution being slightly smaller than it's designed for. You can see these are the intravetta. Let's actually drill down in detail for the intravetta fisheries right here. This is a sub-navigation panel which is designed to explore by policy. So this is the first policy, second policy, and the third policy, as you see right down here. And these are just by variables, meaning either a group or a fleet, which need be. So if you explore this policy, we're looking at the intravetta fishery right here. And the intravetta fishery on the third exploitation policy is set extremely high for various reasons. What we'll try to do right now is just sketch in a drop in this exploitation scenario. What we'll do is run the simulator and click on the results, and the simulation would run as on the fly within seconds to compare between your exploitation scenario versus your escapement scenario. And within that, you saw it when you dropped the fisheries for the intravetta fisheries, you don't see as much decline in the fisheries, but you see an increase in the fishing effort, and you see a decrease in the jobs. Again, this is not a sound scenario, but it gives an idea of what this system can do and would facilitate. If you'd like to drill deeper into the results of the biomass, you can see that the intravetta, being very dominant, has different manners of seeing it. You can view it in different forms, such as by just a single line, a relative graph, or in fact, or cumulative type graph. You can set the axis and force the axis to a certain number at 300 each, or you can actually have a dynamic y-axis, which is a lot what users want through studies. You can explore the results of predation, mortality, ecosystem structure, and effort. The benefit of this system is we're trying to minimize users to stay away from this section and instead stay within that and modify their inputs and explore the policies in this screen, where they compare these lines and try and modify these lines, but they have the facility to drill into details such as jobs if need be to see what is happening. Another big overview is this indicator screen, which essentially describes within each column describes what a stakeholder or decision maker is interested in. So if they've set these bounds within the bonito fishery or the intravetta fishery, or it could be jobs or any sort of results in the indicator, these indicators would compute the bounds and show you where you've gone above, between, or below these bounds in the red if it's below. And it's another quick overview of actually seeing your data without drilling down into detail. So you can imagine it goes over these policies. This decision makers explore policies, modify fishing effort, modify management strategy evaluation, salinity, what need be, over and over again, explore the results, and if they're satisfied or if they get tired or want to explore what visually entices them, they can actually hit this play button and see the changes, the dynamic changes in the policies in within this current ecosystem or within this current policies that they have run. So this is the main idea behind this, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for your time.